What's up guys, it's Eric from B-Side. Today I'm excited to introduce you one of our newer products. It's the HVX L05 video input and phone mirroring kit for the newer Lexus models. So this is not compatible with the very new Lexus models that just got released recently, but it's compatible with select Lexus from about 2020 to 2022, and it depends on the exact Lexus model. So go ahead and check the compatibility below on the comments. But today we're going to be installing on a 2021 Lexus RX with factory navigation, and this will allow you to mirror your phone to the car screen in very high definition, high quality image. A very high definition, high quality image. It goes through the LVDS cable directly to the upper screen. So you're going to get the highest quality you possibly can using the factory screen. In addition, the video content will show while the vehicle is driving for your passenger, or if you want to use it for some sort of apps while you're driving as well. So we're super excited about this. I'm going to show you exactly how to install it and also demonstrate to you how it works. All right, before we get started, I would like to go over the contents of our kit. So this is the box here, and then what's inside this box is going to be everything here. You got the instructions manual. Make sure to review this very thoroughly and do not skip any part of the instructions. All the important information is here, so make sure once again to read through all the details in the instructions to ensure that you don't miss any details. And we have the module here, and we also have the plug and play harness. We have the two LVDS cables. These are the one that connects to the top screen. We also have the USB extension cable and the HDMI extension cable. We have some double-sided tape here to mount your box. And we have this little wire tapper for your speed sensor if you want to lock out your image when the vehicle starts moving. So most of you guys will not be using this, and you will not go through the additional step to lock out your video. But if you want to do it for safety reasons, you can go ahead and do so by using this and tapping this to your car speed sensor wire. We also have this foam tape here. This one could get a little messy if you ever need to remove it. So I don't really recommend you to use this, but that's up to your discretion. And let me show you how all this connects. So we're going to start off with this. So we have this. We have the two LVDS cables. It's color coded, so it's easy to find the correct connector. So we got these two, like so. Okay, and on the other side. Okay, so we have this, and this side will connect to the screen, and this will connect to the connector that originally connected to the screen. So basically a T-harness. Okay, so we have this plug and play connector here. Okay, this will connect to the module. Like so, and this will connect behind the radio. This connector actually fits to two different plugs on the radio, so make sure you connect to the correct one. All right, and then we have the two extension cables. So we got the USB and the HDMI. All right, and then these two will connect to whatever peripherals you're gonna install this or connect this to. And in this case, we're gonna be installing a iPhone mirroring kit. So these are the parts that were purchased separately in order to complete the kit. Okay, we have the Apple AV adapter. We have a standard Lightning to USB cable. So this will connect here. And we purchased some Lightning extension cables so that we can do a clean install. We have two of these. The reason why we did two of these is in case it goes bad, we don't have to open up the radio again just to replace this cable. So we have two, and this here will connect like so, and then we have to connect an HDMI cable between this and this. So basically this is the whole setup. If you want, you can even just bypass all this. You don't really need these extension cables. You could just go direct as well. Okay, it just depends on your setup. All right, and then this will connect to your phone. Just depends on how you want to organize this, different ways of going about it. All right, so now that I gave you a preview of how everything connects, let's go in the car. Let's remove the radio, the screen, and go ahead and connect our kit. All right, guys, so now that we're in the car, let's go ahead and remove the radio and the screen. So first up, we're gonna do, we're gonna come over here, pull up the armrest, and just go ahead and just pull it towards you. Okay, and then just go ahead and just work your way to the top, like so. Go ahead and place it in a safe location, and just push on the release, press on these clips from the inside out. Okay. Just work your way all the way through the side. All right, and then let's go ahead and remove the shift knob, push down on the shift boot, turn it counterclockwise. Okay, next, we're going to remove this panel here, so just place your finger here, just roll it to the left, like so. And then now you're going to place your finger behind here and just pull it out. Just keep pulling it, just pull all the way out from the side. Okay. And then let's push on the release for the power button. Just pull it out. Going to remove this for testing later, so just push down on these two release clips and then push it out. There you go. And then let's go ahead, and while we're here, let's just remove this panel here. So we'll grab our panel removal tool, place it there, and pop it up. Okay, so I have a few different sizes. Let me see if I could get it out with the small one here. Okay, cool. The small one worked. And once you release some clips, just work your way to the side. There's 10mm bolts here that we can remove later once the time comes, and there's our connectors that we want to work with. Alright, next we're gonna go down here. There's a 10mm bolt holding this in place down here. There's another one over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and remove those. Grab an extension. This is the bolt that can often be dropped, so we're using a magnetic tool here. If you don't have a magnetic 10mm tool, you can put some blue tape inside it to make the fitment more tight. So when you get the bolt on here, it'll stay in place instead of wiggling and moving around. Okay, you gotta go back on the side and you have to look up. Okay. So unless you look at the angle that I just looked at, you won't be able to see it. So make sure to get on your back. Okay, let's leave it here, and then we're going to do the other side. Okay, now let's remove the screen. So let's unplug these two plugs. When you're unplugging these type of plugs, always push down on the release tab and then pull out. Okay, like so. Alright, so let's try to remove that clip as well. Okay, so we got all the wires out of the way. We're going to remove these two 10mm bolts. So let's go ahead and pull this out. Easy. There it is. Alright, let me go ahead and set this aside. The next step now, we're going to go ahead and pull this out. Lay a thick towel, sweater, or whatever that you have laying around to protect the interior of your car. I'm going to pull this out. Okay. Unplug your clock. Pull this out a little bit. There it is. Alright, cool. Now we're ready to connect our module. Okay, so here's our kit here. We already pre-connected some of the parts like I showed you on the bench. Let's start off with this one. Just be careful not to connect this in the wrong one, because you can short out your radio, you can short our system out, and you can cause some damage to your car. Alright, so this correct one is down here, all the way to the right here. Okay, so in order to get to it, let's disconnect some of these connectors right above it. Just press down the release tab and pull it out. just make sure not to forget to reconnect these. So like that. Once you reconnect it, like so. And make the other one in. Okay, make sure you push it in all the way. You need to hear it click, okay, all the way. So if you look, the connector is like flushed in all the way. And it might be a little stiff, a little tight, but make sure it's all the way in. Alright guys, so just like how it says in the instructions manual, you gotta connect to this one, okay, the one all the way to this side here. So if you're looking down at the radio, it's the one all the way to the right, like the one that we connected to. And just another illustration here, and you pull it out, it's down here, all the way to, if you look down, then it's going to be all the way to the right, right? So here it is, and here it is. Alright. So this is the most important part of the install, because if you mess this up, then you may damage your car. So just be very, very careful with that. Alright. So we got that connected, we got the other side connected to the car side. And then let's reconnect. Let me remove this label here. Alright. Okay, let's reconnect the factory connectors. Right. And then these two up here, one will connect here and this one will connect to the screen. So we're going to go behind the radio. We're going to go straight up. Alright, okay, so how we routed these LVDS cables, we went under here, we followed the factory cables, and we went behind, up, and then up here, and it's coming out right here. So let's connect this factory male connector to our female. This was originally connected to the screen, and we will connect this to the screen. This black is going to stay disconnected unless you have the 360 camera, then you should have another plug there. Alright, there. Back in. Alright, cool. That's good. Okay, before we bolt everything back in, let me organize this cable and connect it to our module. Okay. This is our speed sensor wire. We are not going to connect this, but if you would like to connect this to the car speed sensor for additional security so that the video cannot be watched while you're driving, then go ahead and do so. But since we're not doing it, I am going to just insulate this and wrap it around with some electric tape. Alright, so we're left with this HDMI extension cable and this USB extension cable. Going to connect it here. We're going to route it all the way out to the side of the center console. These two extension cables, go ahead and come behind here and loop it around towards the start button. And let's just let it hang here for now. And in the meantime, we have some extra wires and cables, so we're going to use some zip ties and organize them. Alright, so we went ahead and cleaned up the cables and wires and we mounted the module. So let me show you what we did. So the module is down there. Alright, just be very careful where the LVDS cables connect and also your HDMI and USB extension cables connect. When we push the radio back, you don't want any of those parts to get pressured. So we added some insulation tape, not the one that comes with the kit. We have a different one that we used. And then we pushed it down here, all the way down. There's a little slit opening where you can conveniently and move and push this module in. So there's plenty of space. So we got that down, and we have our 2 extension cables here, just hanging down here for now. And the radio is ready to be placed back. And then once we do that, let's do a test. To test, let's connect our Apple AV adapter. And we're connecting this Apple AV adapter to the 2 extension cables. The USB extension cable and the HDMI extension cable. Alright, cool. It looks like everything's working as it should. So let me reverse order everything I did, and that will complete the installation. So I'll go ahead and do that now. Alright guys, so we went ahead and put everything back to how it is. We finished the installation. Now what we're left with is these 2 USB and HDMI extension cable, which are connected to another HDMI cable and the USB to Lightning cable, which connects to our Apple AV adapter, which will connect to our phone. So before we connect this to our phone, let me show you how everything works. So this is our factory map screen. To go into our video input mode, there's a few ways we could do it. You could press the media button and it'll show you the source. You could press the media button one more time, which will take you into auxiliary, and when you're in auxiliary, the screen will switch over to the video input. Or you can select source and you can manually select auxiliary. If you do, the screen will switch. You get a blue screen. This is to be expected when nothing is connected, and once you make the connection like so, you'll see the mirrored image on the car screen. Okay, so this is the video that we were playing earlier on YouTube. So here's our YouTube video. If you press and hold down this this track button, it will cycle through different modes. So we have this one. This is a normal mode. As you can tell, this is the normal ratio, but you have some black bars on the side. It's not utilizing the full entire screen. So we're gonna push it down one more time. And it's broad, which is in between a full screen. The black bars on the side become smaller. And if you want to do full screen, press it one more down and you'll go into the full screen mode. The full screen mode utilizes the full entire screen. There's no black bars, but the image will look a little stretched. So depending on what your preference is, you can make that adjustment yourself. For this demonstration, let's do it on broad, which is going to be in between the normal and also the wide full screen. And as you can tell, the volume is working. There's no delay, there's no lag with the person speaking and the audio. And if you want to get out of this video input mode, there's different ways. You can press the media, which will cycle out from auxiliary or go back to Bluetooth. You can press media again, it'll go back to the video input mode. And let me show you some other cool features about this. You can also mirror map applications. I'm sure you won't do this because you already have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto on this vehicle, so this isn't really necessary, but just show an example that anything and everything can be mirrored.
I'm Spider-Man. No one can take that away from me. Don't escape. Another storm is coming, my pockets are killing me, it's gonna shower. All of my homies is on and popping tonight cause it's meant to be ours.
Okay, one thing to note is even when the car is in motion or you're driving, the display and this video content will continue to play so that your passengers can enjoy the video and the content while the driver is focusing on the road. So that's just one thing that I want to mention. Alright guys, well this concludes our installation and demonstration video on this Lexus RX of our HVX L05. If you have any questions, leave a comment below or you can email us at info@bsonicusa.com. And if you haven't yet, help us by liking and subscribing to our channel. Thank you very much, and I'll see you guys on the next video.